Hello everyone, in today's video I will be explaining how I lost a 168 solo Bedwars win streak. This win streak was the 7th highest in the world, and today you will see how I lost it. Here is the leaderboard before I got on it. I have messaged Salazar's Revenge to see if I can get my name on there, and it should be shortly. Lastly, I really did put in a lot of effort to make this video and to get this win streak, so I would really appreciate it if you guys subscribed if you enjoyed it. Anyways, enjoy the game analysis. When the game started, I didn't think much of it, so I started by quickly placing my bed defense. Little did I know that this would be the game that I went from a 168 solo win streak to a 0 win streak. So I started by going to my first rush. My neighbor was pink, so I quickly tried to take them out. He wasn't very aware of his surroundings, so I quickly hit him off and broke his bed. Now at this point I was in a really good position. I was the only one to take out my first rush. So I was on my way back to my base to get some more resources, and then here I noticed that Aqua's bed was taken out by White. So I turned around and went back to White, because White was my first rush's neighbor. So here I noticed that Red also had taken out their first rush. And since Red is closer to me than White, I decided to go back and try and defend my bed from there. I also noted right here that White was building over to Yellow base instead of mine, so this meant that I had time to fight Red before White came over, or so I thought. So here, as you can see, White fell into the void. I don't know if this was on purpose or an accident, but either way it was really bad for me, because this meant they might start coming my way now. At the time I didn't notice that White fell, so I continued going for Red. So back here I saw that over here White actually had started to go in my direction instead of the direction that they were originally going. So this was really bad for me because I wanted to go for Red, however White was coming my way. This was overall just a really bad situation for me to be in, because I was in the middle of two people that had taken out their first rush. So I decided to quickly go over to Red's base since their bed is open, and I thought I might have time to void before White reached my base. So I bridge over to Red and I break their bed. At this point I see White getting really close to my base, so I decide to buy prot and a trap, and then I bank all my stuff and I end up voiding. So this situation was really bad for me, because White over here is just arriving at pink base. However, I had broken Red's bed and they had just taken out a base, which meant they had some free time. And of course I would be their #1 target because I had just broken their base. So I was in a really bad position because I had someone attacking me while I had someone without a bed collecting emeralds. So White's coming over to my bridge. I'm in a bit of trouble here, but luckily I managed to kill them since they weren't too good at bridge fighting. I also pulled off a nice little clutch there to keep myself alive. So obviously I have to go take out White quickly, what I end up doing is just block trapping them as I get close to their base, and then I'm able to break their bed and kill them one more time. However, just keep in mind that all this time Red had been stacking up, and I had to deal with White since they were rushing me. So at this point Red had collected so many emeralds, and of course I was the one that broke their bed, so I was going to be their #1 target. Yellow was also in the game at this point, but they were not a big threat seeing as they had just stayed at their base the whole time. It was basically down to me and Red. So I decided to TNT jump to middle, so I wouldn't have a path from middle to an area near my base. And then I see Red over on the far side of the map, and he's heading closer and closer towards my base. So luckily I had 2 TNT, which meant I could travel a far distance quickly if I TNT jumped. So Red is at this base at blue, so I decided to TNT jump over to him to save time. Red obviously doesn't want to fight me just yet, seeing as he keeps running, but I chase after him as quickly as possible. I knew Red was really my only threat right now, seeing as Yellow hadn't really done anything. Now here I pulled a bit of a bad play. I thought Red was just going to keep running to my base, As you can see back here, my base was the next base along, so I thought he was just going to keep running, but then I noticed that he actually stopped at his base to collect resources, but I didn't think he was going to do that, so I just voided, which was not smart on my part. So here, this is the part where I think I lost the game for myself. I had a really easy chance to kill him, and I just messed it up. I feel like out of all the moments in the game, this was the part that I messed up the most, and this is the part that caused me to end up losing the game. So here it is. Okay, this was a huge mistake on my part. So first of all, I was destroying him at first. Fair play to him for pearl clutching. That was well played on his part. But then here, yeah, I continued to destroy him. But there, I should not have fireballed him there. I should have just gone and taken one last crit at him. The thing is, he had another pearl. He decided to buy 2 pearls, which I didn't think he would do. So I decided to shoot a fireball at him instead. But what I really should have done is just gone for him right there. He was on 4 HP. I think one more crit would have killed him. Or I probably could have even fit in 2 more hits. So yeah, I think that was the real play where I messed up and this ended up costing me the game. So yeah, it's just the small details like this that they're really minor, but they can leave a huge impact. I could have ended the game right here if I'd just taken one more hit at him. So I decided to buy a couple TNT and chase after him. Once again, I TNT jumped because I didn't want any paths from mid to my base or near my base. So I TNT jumped mid, but at this point he's just far gone, and there's no point in chasing him. So I head back to my base, and this is where I think, oh, okay, well I'm actually in I'm in a really bad situation here. Because this guy, I obviously know he's pretty good at the game. He pearl clutched twice, and he was not bad at PvP. So I knew this was the moment that I was really starting to panic, because I thought that my game could be in danger. Red's just collecting more emeralds, and I've had no access to emeralds. The one thing I do have is some diamond upgrades, but I think he has equal diamond upgrades to me, and so that's not going to give me an advantage over him. Also, just then, I don't know why I did this. I thought by placing a TNT here, I might be slowing him down for an escape route, but actually right there, I think that is another play. Placing this TNT right here, I think that might have been another thing that costed me the game. You'll see why later. But this TNT placement was completely a bad idea on my part, and it was terrible. So I continue to chase after Red because obviously I know that he's my #1 threat. And then here's when he makes quite a smart play, but it was unexpected, and that's why it worked out on me. So he bridges over here, and at this point I think I know what he's about to do. Obviously by bridging over there I know he's got another pearl at this point, so I know he's going to pearl, so at this point I think I just ditch my bed. Yep, I see the pearl go, so he bridged all the way over there to pearl to me, and of course he had collected more emeralds, so he had enough emeralds to buy another pearl after he pearled to my base. So yeah, my trap goes off because he pearled there, and then in a few seconds, yeah, there, he breaks my bed. So I'm in a really bad situation here. There's still 10 seconds till the next emerald spawns, and I don't have a bed. He's got a lot more emeralds than I do, and I'm just in a terrible situation here overall. I also make a bad decision here to wait for the next round of emeralds, because I think to myself, well, I have two choices. I could either go back to a base and be completely undergeared in terms of emeralds, or I could risk staying around for a few seconds to collect a few more emeralds. And in the end, I choose to stick around for a few seconds to collect 2 emeralds, but at the cost of him bridging mid again to pressure me. So at this point I see him at mid, and I've collected my 2 emeralds, so I quickly go back. I'm thinking I might buy jump boost or maybe an invis potion, depending on how much pressure I'm under. So he's got a massive emerald advantage over me at the moment, so he knows he needs to keep pressuring me. This guy, he's very aggressive with his pearls. And then here, you'll see where I messed up. So I placed the TNT on this bridge earlier to blow it up, but it ends up costing me a few seconds, maybe 5 seconds, that were very important. And it lets the red guy catch up to me, and it's ultimately what slows me down the most. So yeah, as you can see, by taking this time to build this new bridge, I've been stalled for a solid 5 seconds, and at this point I don't have time to buy emeralds. He fireballs me, and obviously he thinks I'm low, so then he aggro pearls on me. At this point I'm a bit shocked, because I think this guy must have a lot of resources. So he hits me in the back, and yeah, I'll just show you what happens from here. So yeah, that was the game for me. I think I got really unlucky here. Let me just replay what happened there. So he aggro pearled on me. I had a choice at this point, because he might not have had another pearl. I had the choice to turn around and try and hit him off the map, but as you can see here, I was already quite low on health. I didn't really want to risk dying. I thought I might have had the chance to escape, but what I really should have done in the end is turn around and tried to hit him off. But of course I didn't do that, so that was a mistake on my part. The second mistake I made here was trying to place these blocks right here. They really did absolutely nothing for me in terms of escaping, and all they really did is slow me down an extra half a second. And then he got a hit on me. So I placed those blocks, they didn't slow me down. That hit looks a little bit suspicious from my view. Like, he did not look too close to me. But I don't think this guy was cheating. Like, yeah, you can see from there he hit me, but it could have been a bit of lag on my part. So yeah, then he hits me off, and I take the final death. Yeah, honestly, I was really just shocked when I took that final death. I'd obviously had 168 games in a row where I hadn't lost in solo, and then I just had it. So I wasn't, to be honest with you guys, I wasn't as angry as I thought I would be. He was a good player. He was smart. He wasn't too good at PvP. We had that encounter where I kind of destroyed him in PvP, but he had really good game sense, and he had a couple good pearl clutches, and you know what, that was enough for him to beat me. So fair play to that guy. Yeah, you can't win them all. Yeah, it's just a bit of a shame, but you know, you definitely cannot win them all. I've replayed this clip about 5 times, watching it over and over. I definitely think I could have won that game. There are a few times that I got a bit unlucky. Obviously, right here, white rushing me instead of going to yellow, I got a bit unlucky there. And then another time is when he pearl clutched twice. I guess that wasn't really unlucky. That was fair play by him. He's a relatively good player. But yeah, right here, I honestly think there are just many mistakes that I feel like if I hadn't done, I would have won. Such as this play right here. If I'd just gone to crit him one more time, I think I would have won. But yeah, fair play by him, honestly. He was a good player. So yeah, the second part that I really messed up on is just placing that TNT right there. As you saw later on, that really slowed me down, and it stopped me from buying my potions. Yeah, overall I just made a few mistakes. They were really minor mistakes. Like in any other game, I don't think they would have costed me the game. But since I was going up against a good player, these small mistakes costed me the game. That just goes to show how much of an intense game Bedwars is, and how perfect you have to be to win solo Bedwars. But honestly, I was not that mad with the way I lost it. You definitely cannot win them all. He was a good player. He aggro pearled on me. He was smart. He knew I was weak, so he took that opportunity. So yeah, anyway, that's how I lost a 168 solo Bedwars win streak. It was such a shock to me, but honestly guys, I'm not that upset. At the end of the day, it's just a game, and I think I'd like to go for another win streak like that again. Hopefully I can beat my record next time. But yeah, anyways, that's the game how I lost. So yeah. I would lastly just like to take this time to thank a few people that have helped me along this way. I'd like to thank my friends such as Toaster, Venom39, UFO, Icecore, Canned Coke, and the one and only Aiden himself. They've all helped me along this journey, and honestly, I don't think I could have got this win streak without their help and support. So thank you to them, and yeah, and lastly, thank you to you guys that have supported me and have subscribed to me. Honestly, just seeing the continuous support on this YouTube channel and all the views going up slightly has really helped me and motivated me to keep uploading and playing this game. So yeah, thank you everyone. Goodbye.